All right, so today we're going to do a similar idea of what we did last time, but we're going to talk about how to use your calculator to graph a function instead of just doing it by hand. So here are the steps. You can take a screenshot, you can write them down. You want to hit y equals in your calculator, type whatever your equation is, and then hit graph. And then once you have that, if you need to like write it down or put it somewhere, you can hit second and then graph, and you can see the table of all the values. So what we're going to do first is 1/2 x plus 3. So I'm going to skip over my calculator here. And then you want to type in, hit the y equals right up here. And we'll clear that. Sorry. So do 1/2. And then to get the x, you want this right there, x plus 3. And then you can hit graph in the corner and it will show you what it looks like. So this is a line that looks like this. You want to figure out what are the actual points to graph it. You can hit this blue button right there, hit second, and then graph again, and it will give you your table. So instead of having to like figure out the values yourself, you can look at the table and then graph it. So I'm going to go back and write these down. So we had, if we do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, you get 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. And then you can use these to graph it. So at -2, you're at 2, etc. And you get this graph. This is also a great way to check your answers if you do it by hand and then want to see if it looks right. Put this into your calculator and look at the graph. So I'm going to do another one. This one has the absolute value, which is a little bit different. So we want absolute value of x minus 1. So go back here at y equals. We'll clear. To get to the absolute value, you want to hit math. And then here in your number arrow over, this number 1 where it says ABS, that's the absolute value. So hit enter. And then x. And you'll need to do, on mine, this little arrow over to get outside of that. And then we were minus 1. Hit graph. It gives you the graph. Again, you hit the blue button and then graph again to get your table. So if I jump back over here, our table from that is -1, or sorry, -2, 0, 1, 2. We'll get 1, 0, -1, 0, 1. So we are at 1, 0, -1, 0, 1. And that's the graph. So you try this one on your own. Pull up the calculator, either your handheld one or the one on your iPad, and graph this. Okay, jumping back, hit y equals. So again, right here, y equals. Clear whatever's in there. We want -2x. A note, if you're doing a negative number, you need this little negative down here, not the minus, or it won't work. So -2x plus 1. Hit graph, and we get something like this. If you want the actual points, hit second, graph, and here are the points. And I'm going to go over and write those down. So we'll get 5, 3, 1, -1, -3. And then you can graph it. If a question is just asking you like about the graph and how to use it, you don't necessarily need to graph it by hand. This would be like if you're on Math Excel and you're trying to figure out like which one it goes with, you can use your table and your calculator to do that. You don't have to graph it by hand. But that's it for this video. You need to work on the 4.4.2 homework.